Okay, let's try this again. I may look like a potato, but there is a some function in OBS that basically adjusts the bitrate to stop frames dropping. So hopefully that will do the trick. Roll intro again. That's so, look. I was so excited to show you my new intro, and I've got some new graphics that I've done, and this is the first stream with all the new graphics, and of course, it all goes wrong. And I've not even got my pink light on. Not even got my pink light on. It's testing me today. This is testing me. All right. Guenther's been messing with my internet because yes, he has departed from the Haas F1 team. In case you didn't know already. Spoiler alert. Honestly, it's a yoke. It's a yoke. And hopefully, I mean, I'm sure you'll let me know if things start to go Pete Tong with the stream. But welcome everyone. It is good. It's good to be back. And it's good to be live actually talking to you. Connor, Sophia, Static, Dark Force, Tank, MP4, Seamus, Glenn, Elia, 8-Bit, Ruben, Adinka, Sava, Charmander, Phanton, Zati, Doos, Techno, Blake, Sakea, Eggy, Jerome, Peter, Shalene, Liam, Mark, Callum, Micus, Galaxy, Dan, XY, Hannah, Jason, Conrad, Adonis, Bastion, Kaylee, Josh, Jason. Right. Guenther Steiner. Let's talk about it, because not only has Guenther departed the Haas Formula 1 team, but Ao Komatsu has replaced Guenther as their new team principal. Okay, so 2 big bits of news here. Now, let's go to my nice new little screen share graphic with my little checkered flag around me. Look at that, nice little border. And let's read the official Haas press release in full. There's Ao. Appointed Ao Komatsu as its new TP, with Guenther Steiner departing the organisation with immediate effect. Having led its operation for the past decade, Komatsu, promoted from his role as Director of Engineering, has been with the team since 2016, starting as Chief Race Engineer. 20 years of its Formula 1 experience. BAR before Renault. Komatsu will now oversee all competition elements of the business as team principal. So he's been there from you know, he's been there since day dot, which is it's giving me Andrea Stella vibes in terms of maybe Gene Haas has seen how well Stella's done, how well James Vowles has done. You know, these are people who are not team principals, becoming team principals and seemingly taking like a duck to water. Now, you know, it's not going to say, I mean, whether it's Gene left. I can imagine he was replaced clearly with Ao. The actual state of whether it was going to be pushed or him walking, I guess we'll never know. But ultimately, for me, the writing's been on the wall for a while, so it doesn't overly surprise me, this news. I'd like to start by extending my thanks to Guenther for his always hard work over the past decade and wish him well, commented Gene Haas. Moving forward as an organisation, it was clear we need to improve our on-track performances. In appointing Komatsu as team principal, we fundamentally have engineering at the heart of our management. Yeah, I mean, it says push without saying it was push. You know what I mean? We've had some successes, but we need to be consistent in delivering results that help us reach our wider goals as an organisation. We need to be efficient with the resources we have by improving our design and engineering capability to our success as a team. I'm looking forward to working with Ao and fundamentally ensuring we maximise our potential. This truly reflects my desire to compete properly in Formula 1. So yeah, that's from Gene. That's from Jane. How bad's the quality, chat, by the way? If you're here live on YouTube, how bad is the video quality? Because the bitrate's struggling badly. But I hope that this... Well, I mean, you're not complaining in the chat, so that's a good sign. That's a good sign, okay? That's a good sign. Well done, OBS, for having that feature. Well, I have no idea why my bitrate is just fallen off a cliff for no apparent and obvious reason. From Komatsu, I'm naturally very excited. But having been with the team since 2016, passionate, blah, blah, blah. General, generic, happy noises. We are performance-based business. We obviously haven't been competitive enough recently, which has been a source of frustration for us all. We have an amazing support from Gene and our various partners, and we want to mirror their enthusiasm with improved on-track products. Goes without saying. We have great team of people across Canapolis. Canapolis? Is that the name of where they're US? I had no idea. Banbury, Maranello. Yes, 3 different places. It's a bit much, isn't it? But yeah, there we go. It's done. Gene is gone, and Aokamatsu replaces him to become team principal. So, first of all, first question for you all is, I guess, what do you think? Let's first of all, do you agree with the decision to replace, to let Steiner go? I guess that's the first question, because there's a couple of different questions here. It's not just about getting rid of Steiner, it's about getting Komatsu in as well as his replacement. So where do you sit on that? Although I've just put the poll and YouTube chat has decided to freeze, seemingly. So I can't actually see. So hopefully you can see the chat, because I can't see chat. What is this? What is this today? Honestly, YouTube. Why are you testing me? You're testing me, YouTube. And also, I didn't record this this stream, which is excellent, which is fantastic work from me there. Fundamental, because that's the one stream that would have been flawless without any kind of issues, and yeah, we've managed to mess that up as well. So congratulations to me. I'm really chuffed. I have no idea what you're voting because I can't see the chat. Okay, I've refreshed and now I can see the chat and I can see the poll. Although nobody's voted in the poll, so the poll doesn't seem to be working. This is really good. So the poll's not working. Poll's not working. It's on my screen, but none of you seem to be able to see it. So let's just end the poll and try and go again. I mean, this indicates that it's maybe my. But why wouldn't the poll be working? You know, why? Tell me why. Right, let's go again. Let's go again. Oh no, some of you did see it. Why? My sound effect. Why are my sound effects not working? Why are you not work? Why? For God's sake. This was the perfect time for my brand new Fernando Alonso sound effect. Ah, it is one of those days, Gloomy. It is one of those days. It is one of those days. But anyway. Do you agree with the Haas decision to let Steiner go? 620 some of you voting. It's about 75%. 5 seconds, it's a yoke. This stream is a yoke, Fernando. This stream is a yoke. 75% of you agree with the decision to let Steiner go. Which is it's about fair. Thank you, winner loser, sorry, for the 10 Canadian, by the way. Appreciate the super chat. To be honest, I'm not too surprised. They've been on a downward trajectory for a while, and I think they needed a change. Whether this is the right choice, we'll have to see. We will have to see. I think, again, so most of you think it was the right choice to let Steiner go. 75% of you. Question is, what? No, I don't want a Q&A post. What? Come on. Start poll. Was signing Komatsu as TP the right choice? I guess I want to know like what you think about bringing Komatsu in. Obviously, again, Stella, no pedigree as a team principal, has come in, done a very good job. Val's no pedigree as a team principal, has come in, done a very good job. Every team principal has to start somewhere. And he's been at the team since 2016. He's going to understand the people. He's going to understand, he's worked at other teams as well prior, Renault, BAR as well. So bringing someone else external in, you could argue part of the reason Haas have been struggling is because they haven't had a breath of fresh air for a while in terms of, operationally. It's very hard to say. Very hard to say. I need a don't know option. Well, you can. I guess you could abstain. Thinking like other options. Yeah, let's show the picture of Komatsu. There we go. So was Komatsu the right choice? I mean, again, time will tell. Time will tell. And the success of Stella and Val certainly makes me see this and look on this more optimistically than I would otherwise, I guess. I think this could be a Bonotto situation. Well, I don't know. I mean, it would have been interesting to see if Mattia had made his way into this team. But I don't know. I don't see where Mattia's career in F1 continues. I think he should certainly get back into F1. He's a very talented engineer, but not as a team principal. And whether he'd accept a job that isn't a team principal now since he's done it, I don't know. I don't know. Some of you still complaining of lag. This is great. It's fantastic noise. News. This is completely. It's got in my head. YouTube today, and this OBS thing. It's really got to me. It's triggered me. Whereas Otmar, well, look, Otmar is the name that for me came to the front. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen my tweet earlier about a thumbnail that I knocked up recently. In fact, I was working on this thumbnail last night for next week's video, and I might as well show it to you now because the whole video is not spoiled, but part of the video is spoiled. And the thumbnail that I made last night, the timestamp on it is 09/01/2024. I don't know why that's not working. Is that right? Wait, hang on. Yeah, it's right. So this is the thumbnail. Boom. There we go. It's time to go. For next week's video, which is kind of it's not as much of a spoiler actually as it could be for the video. And the video will still come out. But part of the video, because of this news, part of the video is now completely pointless. So what I'm going to do is pop screen share back on, and I'm going to show you the part of the scripts that I wrote, the section of the script that was dedicated to this bit that is now pointless, okay? Because otherwise, I mean, I might as well get some usage out of it, right, and show you lot, okay? So here is the part of the script that is now dead, okay? But these are my thoughts as to why. And again, this kind of you're allowed a little mini spoiler as to what the video could be exactly in terms of title. But Haas, Guenther Steiner out, Otmar Safnauer in. Look, I'm sorry, Guenther, but I really don't think he's the guy to take this team forward. He's been at the reins since the team joined F1 in 2016. Things started well. P6 with Romain Grosjean on debut. 2018, they were P5 in the Constructors, 31 points ahead of McLaren. But the excuses are starting to dry up. Regarding 23, Guenther said himself, we got hit pretty bad with not making progress in development. We put in all the effort, whatever. There was no limitation on effort, but we had the budget to do upgrades. Everybody thinks we don't do upgrades because we don't have the money, but we didn't find any performance, and that was the biggest thing. MoneyGram title sponsorship, Gene's continued support means the team are operating at the budget cap. They don't have the facilities of the big teams, but they're not the only ones. They're so far adrift, not just in the terms of the car itself, because 1 lap pace is pretty good. A Haas got into Q3 11 out of 20. 2 races last year. Kevin did it 3 times. Nico did it 8 times, and they never did it in the same Q3 either. So 1 lap pace was not a problem. But again, in that quote, where is it? We just need to get better in the wind tunnel. Otherwise, the team is not too bad. It could always be better, but we just didn't find anything. Again, no doubt. Right, the team personnel worked very hard at Haas. But to say the team is not too bad when they are measurably the worst at pit stops, not sops, as I've written in here. Pit stops. Only twice all season did their average pit stop dip below 3 seconds. Only twice all season was their average pit stop on a weekend under 3 seconds. And I was going to look at this comparison to Red Bull and Sauber, who are the second worst, because they look a lot better. But this is not going to make the video now, so there you go. Questionable man management, be that Grosjean or Magnussen, Schumacher, Mazepin. I think Otmar on the sidelines would have been a really interesting. I do wonder if he had conversations with Gene about the role. I would have really liked to see Gene get the opportunity, Otmar get the opportunity, but Komatsu was someone, I never considered really, to be honest, for that role. But given his pedigree and his experience in Formula 1, I'm open to it, I'm open to it. But Otmar could have made that work. It was only a half-hour drive away from Alpine. So, yeah, that is the part of the video that... Oh, they got a WQ3 in Singapore last year. My bad, Liam. My bad. So yeah, that was the kind of script that I put together for that section, because I script word for word, but I never actually read word for word. It's just the way I've found works best for me. I kind of script it how I think I want to say it, and then I say it how I actually want to say it. But yeah, Guenther's gone. Guenther is gone. Komatsu is in. And look, end of an era. I think I've said on this channel many a time before. Oh, actually, let's quickly check the poll as well. 63% of you think Komatsu is the right choice for TP. And yeah, look, I wouldn't. I don't think. I think Otmar would have been a really good. I think Otmar would have done a good job. I do, but when I think Komatsu versus Safnauer, I know it, like Komatsu's experience in that team, and just again the confidence I get from Vals and Stella and what they've done. I'll probably say yes as well. But yeah, Guenther, look, big character. I've said this before. I think my opinion on Guenther as a team principal has been pretty consistent. Is this scripted now? Maybe it is. Less than hero. Maybe it is. Is that it's just not been good enough. And I think there's been too many instances, again, like Grosjean, Magnussen, when they're tripping over each other all the time. It's the job of the team principal to manage that relationship. And I've said this in critique of Toto, with the Lewis Hamilton, George Russell situation. Whenever you've got teammates scrapping with each other, the responsibility to steady the ship and manage that situation is on the team principal. And Guenther didn't do enough there. He made bad choices with the rookies in Schumacher and Mazepin. And again, look, how much of that was his responsibility? I mean, it was a lot. It was his responsibility to deal with the situation. Whether or not it was his choice to have those 2 rookies, right, to bring the money in ultimately with Mazepin in particular, we don't know to what extent. We'll never know. But I think that ultimately, for me, the writer's been on the wall for a while for Guenther. The ways in which we measure success and failure of team principals from the outside looking in, it's the biggest job. It's the top job in that team. And if your team is consistently on a downward trajectory, all of this, all right, we're gonna give up on the season with Schumacher, Mazepin, just get the money in, and we're gonna focus completely on these new regulations. We're gonna hit the ground running, blah blah blah. That never happened, and it's just got even worse this year with better drivers as well. That's the thing. For them to have 2 different car concepts towards the end of the season, you've got Hulk running one, Magnussen running the other. and not really understanding. I was fully on the hype train for that Austin upgrade. I was there. I had my ticket, and it wasn't to be. It's disappointing. I worry for that team going into next year. They don't seem to have. You look at a team like McLaren, where they started the season pretty much where Haas are. They found the big upgrade. They found a direction. They're going in it. Has still seem all at sea. And again, Hulk and Magnussen, there's a very strong driver lineup. It is. It genuinely is. Like Hulkenberg's top quality. Magnussen, I think it's more just a V versus U kind of thing. He excels in one type form of the car. Hulkenberg in the other. Hulkenberg's always been good over a lap. Eight times in Q3 for Hulk, 3 for K-Mag. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not surprised. Look, he's been a great servant to that team, bringing that team into F1. But ultimately, if Haas want to move up, I don't think Guenther was the right man to take him there. And clearly Gene agreed, right? So Komatsu's in charge. We'll see with Haas. But finally, the first bit of silly season news has dropped. Guenther did the best he could on maybe the worst possible situation between Story and the Mazepin situation. Look, bonus, maybe he did. I don't know, right? I think, who knows, the whole, Rich Energy situation. Look, a team principal, not every team principal is team principaling equally. It's like the Aluni Bravi at Sauber. He's not team principal. They don't really have a team principal technically. Most teams choose to have the team principal role, but not. You don't have to. You can set up a team however you like. I do think I don't think that these decisions were made just by Gene. I think these were decisions made between Gene and Guenther. I think, but I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think that these decisions were made as a collective to try and, I don't know, get the team in a good place. But ultimately, look, the car development and the performance is Guenther's responsibility ultimately to have the right people making the right, changes and making the most of that really close relationship they got with Ferrari as well. Simone Resta has also departed from the team, by the way. That was reported earlier today in Autosport. I saw it. And he was kind of technical director. He'd been at Alfa Romeo, I think, and Ferrari before moving to Haas. He's departed. So Komatsu stepped up. It's going to be interesting to see. Because there's nothing in the statement. Again, the statement that Gene Haas made very much alludes to the fact that, they are motivated to stay in the sport, or at least Gene is motivated to keep his money in the sport. But also, if Gene does want to sell that asset at some point, selling it now where they are last and looking very out of sorts, is not the position you want to be selling a team in. Okay, even if you're gonna look at it from that perspective that he's building the asset to sell, now's not the time to sell. You build the asset up, you make the asset stronger, and then potentially you sell. But yeah, it's tough. Yeah, Simone Resta also left. That was announced earlier today. They need new person. Well, I think obviously Haas's approach, where they have almost like 3 locations. They have Maranello Design Office. They have Banbury, which is kind of more the technician shop building the car. And then the US, I don't really know what the US site does, to be honest. But I don't know. Is that the best way of running a team in 3 different locations? Probably not. Are they restricted financially? Certainly, yes. is having a design office in Maranello better than trying to squeeze a design office into their quite small Banbury site? Probably yes, in the short term anyway. But yeah, given Russell's departure, do you think this could trigger a distancing of the team from being as reliant on Ferrari, Glenn? I don't think so. I think for a team towards the back like Haas, I think having that Ferrari connection is a bit of a lifeline, you know. I think it's a very necessary, I wouldn't say necessary evil, but a very necessary component of their continued existence, to be honest. Big up Banbury. Yeah, Banbury's all right. The US site writes the checks. Love that. Gene holding on to a failing F1 team and failing NASCAR team. Well, look, there's always the chance you can turn it around, right? Didn't Banbury formerly belong to Manor? It was Marussia, I think, that was... Yeah, because it used to be... They auctioned off... When Marussia went under, they auctioned off that factory went to Haas, and then Haas bought loads of bits from Marussia. And again, that first season, they cooked. In 2018, they were 5th in the Constructors. They were ahead of McLaren in the Constructors. They finished ahead of McLaren. But yeah. Pretty crazy. Him and Bonotto moving in together. I mean, who knows what the future is for Guenther and for Mattia. I think Mattia's got a better chance of getting back into F1, if I'm honest. I could see Guenther. I mean, Guenther used to be in WRC, didn't he? He used to work for Ford in World Rally. And then obviously he was part of Red Bull when Christian first started, took over Red Bull Racing. Guenther was part of that and swiftly departed afterwards. I think he cited kind of a breakdown in direction agreement, which obviously Christian got it right. Okay. Mike Crack is... Willow, really? Is Mike Crack the third longest sitting team principal? So you got Toto. Not a Looney Bravi. It's actually maybe a pretty good point. That Mike Crack might be the third longest sitting team principal. That's... well, obviously... Yeah, because... Oh, what's his name? AlphaTauri. I've completely forgotten his name. It's like when Lewis forgot who he was. Franz Tost. There we go. Idiot. French toast. Yeah, I guess you're kind of right. Yeah. Thanks. Oh, crazy times. Well, look, this is the start of what is probably going to be a pretty hectic 2024. So I hope you're all locked in and ready and subscribe to the Tommo YouTube channel. Of course, if you're watching this live on YouTube or after the fact on YouTube, don't forget to like the video and comment down below the word battery, because this is the battery for my pink light. So when that dies, I replace it with this one. I would plug it in, because I could plug it in, but it's just ag. So battery's just easier. Type the word battery in the comments. So yeah. And we've got some... Well, the video I partially spoiled earlier, but not fully spoiled, will still be coming next week. Don't you worry. I just need to rewrite the Haas section. Kind of spoiler there. I need to rewrite the Haas section, but that's fun. That's fine. I'm up for that. Also... filmed a very, very, very exciting video today. I'll leave it at that. But it will be well worth a watch. And that will potentially be coming out next week, maybe the week after. We'll see how that goes. That just needs a bit of signing off from parties that are not me. So think of that what you will. But yeah, thank you all for joining me live here on YouTube, audio only, wherever you are in the world. Don't forget, this live podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Tommo's Race Chinwag, blah, blah, blah. Slightly updated all the graphics. You see, I've got the nice little checkered flag here. Checkered flag down the middle. I've updated the podcast graphics slightly just to make it look a bit more like racing, you know, a bit more racy. That's quite good. And then we got the new little graphics for the little breaking news with the Guenther. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the streams this year. It's going to be fun. And I'm not doing last lap this year, as many of you know, so I will have a bit more time freedom, and I'm going to make these live streams even better, okay? Because, as Fernando would say,
all the time you have to leave a space.
all the time. All the time. And whenever I want to swear, instead, I can just go, I don't give a... Okay? And also there's a... One AM. So I've got 4 sound effects. If you've got any... Actually, yeah, this is a good one for the comments. If you've got any ideas for sound effects, let me know in the comments of this YouTube stream. Let me know, okay? Let me know. Let me know. Is Famine going to be there, permanent team? Yeah. Who goes to Alpine? Maybe Guenther goes to Alpine and takes over Bruno. No, that would be absolute chaos. That would be absolute chaos. Metal Pipe didn't get a notification. Sad face. That's what you get. No, I want your suggestions in the comments, please, for sound effects for these streams. Right. Thank you for being patient with the issues at the start. The signal's still rubbish. I've been able to sort it out in OBS to some extent, but yes, I need to look into that to make sure this doesn't happen again, because that's very annoying. But there you go. You should be when. Ooh, that was naughty. Yeah, that's very Max, isn't it? Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for taking the time. Don't forget, rate 5-star if you're audio only. I'm maybe gonna make a short out of this. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make a short out of this to promote the live podcast. Pleasure as always. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.